Collins English Readers, in association with the Amazing People Club. Audio copyright, HarperCollins Publishers Limited, 2014. Amazing Writers, Level 4.
Voltaire, the French writer who believed in social and religious freedom.
All through my life, one thing was important to me, and that was freedom. Freedom to belong to any religion, freedom to work and earn a living, and most importantly, freedom of speech. I always said and wrote exactly what I thought. I was born in Paris, France, on the 21st of November, 1694, and I was the youngest of 5 children. My parents named me François-Marie, and although my family name was Arouet, later as a writer, I chose the name Voltaire, and that is how I am still known. My father, François Arouet, was a public official, a lawyer, and my mother, Marie-Marguerite Daumont, who died when I was 7 years old, came from an aristocratic family. Even though my father was considered to be upper middle class and not part of the aristocracy, we lived well and did not have any financial problems. When I was 10 years old, in 1704, I started going to school at the Collège Louis le Grand. Here I was educated by Catholic priests, and I discovered that I loved literature, theatre, and writing, especially writing poetry and plays. From an early age, I knew I wanted to become a professional writer. My father had other ideas. For some reason, he did not want his son to follow a literary career, and so I was not allowed to continue studying what I loved. Instead, my father wanted me to become a lawyer, and in 1711, when I left school, he found me a job in Paris as an assistant to a notary, a type of lawyer. However, instead of learning about the law, I spent my time secretly studying and writing poetry. When I wasn't writing, I spent my time with friends. I soon found out that I was able to write in a way that amused people, and I wrote funny poems about well-known people, poems that often lacked respect and were sometimes even rude. When my father discovered what I was really doing, he was furious. He was angry, not only because I had lied to him, but also because he did not approve of my friends. In 1713, he sent me away to Caen, in Normandy, to study law. While I was in Normandy, my father arranged for me to move to the Netherlands to work as a secretary for the French ambassador. In the Netherlands, I met a young Frenchwoman called Catherine Olympe du Noyer, who was a Protestant refugee. In France, the only religion that was allowed was Catholicism. If you were not Catholic, you could be punished. Catherine and her family had gone to live in the Netherlands, which was mainly Protestant, where they were safe. We loved each other, wanted to run away and get married. My father discovered our plans and stopped us. Once again he was angry with me. At the age of 19, in disgrace, I was sent back to France, where my father thought he could control me. My relationship with my father had never been very good, and I felt increasingly bitter and angry with the way he kept interfering in my life. I could not support myself because I had no money of my own, and so I was forced to do what he wanted. I was also unhappy with the way French society was organized. For the past 50 years, France had been ruled by King Louis XIV. He believed that his right to be king had come from God. He also believed that God only supported Catholics and that every other religion should be forbidden. This made me furious because I completely refused to accept that God was only in favor of one religion. To me, it was impossible.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?